Warning! This show contains truth, sarcasm, and opinions that might offend the fragile, the fake, and the fact-free. If you're still triggered by Trump tweets, still wearing a mask in your car, or still believing CNN fact checks are gospel, this ain't your safe space. We don't do censorship, we don't do narratives, and we sure as hell don't do safe. So grab your coffee, buckle up, and get ready for a red-blooded dose of reality. Because it's Tuesday, and the mic is hot.
Trump's name just got tossed back into the Nobel Peace Prize conversation, and the left reacted like someone told them their Prius runs on coal. Jesse Waters lit up Fox with a monologue arguing that Trump deserves the Nobel for his peace deals, and, predictably, the media melted faster than an electric bus battery in July. Meanwhile, the Middle East is quieting down under renewed negotiations that trace back to Trump's deal of the century. And yet, no one in legacy media can bring themselves to admit it. And here at home, peace is something you find only in yoga studios, because the streets are still chaos, crime, protests, and more virtue signaling than a Hollywood awards show. Welcome to Peace Prizes and Power Plays, where we ask, who defines peace, who profits from chaos, and why is it always the same people lighting the match? All right, folks. We've got the full crew in the house tonight, and if peace had a price tag, these four would be the ones fighting over the receipt. First up, Brian, the man whose MAGA hat has seen more rallies than Biden's entire 2020 campaign staff. He's fired up tonight, and rumor has it he's already writing Trump's acceptance speech for the Nobel. Then there's Rachel, our resident voice of reason, the independent who somehow keeps her sanity surrounded by 3 political arsonists. She's here to separate facts from fireworks. Daniel is back, our conspiracy cartographer. If there's a secret handshake behind a peace deal, he's probably got a chart for it. And finally, Skylar, our progressive powerhouse. Green Party heart, liberal logic, and just enough fire to keep these boys honest. Buckle up, team. It's gonna be a wild ride through hypocrisy, headlines, and hard truths. So Jesse Waters lit up primetime last night saying Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize. And honestly, he's not wrong. The man brokered more peace deals than Obama did golf swings. But of course, the committee would rather hand it to someone who tweets about climate anxiety. Brian, start us off. Does Trump actually deserve the Nobel? Or is this just another media freakout moment?
Artie, this isn't even a question. It's a correction. Trump earned that recognition years ago. Abraham Accords, de-escalation with North Korea, no new wars, and now Middle East leaders reopening talks that were dead for decades. Meanwhile, Obama won for good intentions. Trump brought actual results. But because he's not part of the globalist club, the elites pretend it didn't happen. If peace was measured by accomplishments instead of feelings, Trump would have 3 Nobels by now, and the media would still call it controversial.
Yeah, I can already hear NPR. Experts worry Trump's peace deals could normalize peace. Rachel, you've got a good eye for political optics. Does the Nobel still mean anything? Or has it become a participation trophy for the politically correct?
Honestly, Artie, it's hard to take it seriously anymore. The Nobel Committee lost credibility when they started awarding symbolism instead of substance. Trump's record on foreign peace speaks for itself, especially compared to the instability that came before and after him. But there's also politics at play. If they honored Trump, they'd have to admit the media narrative was wrong. And that's the one thing journalists, politicians, and academics all fear more than war itself, being proven wrong by a man they underestimated.
Good point. Daniel, you've been waiting to connect the dots. Go ahead, make the tinfoil shine.
Oh, it's shining, brother. Look, these global award committees aren't just about peace. They're about power alignment. The Nobel Committee, the UN, the World Economic Forum, same circles, same ideology. They can't give Trump that award because it validates nationalism, borders, and independence. And that's their kryptonite. Trump proved peace doesn't require global governance. It just requires strength. That's why they'll never forgive him. They need chaos to justify control.
And cue Skylar, probably reaching for the "but Trump tweeted mean things" rebuttal. What say you, Sky?
You know me too well, Artie. Look, I'll give Trump credit for the Abraham Accords. It was a big step, But diplomacy isn't just signing papers, it's maintaining stability. And while those deals held for a while, they also ignored the deeper issues that still fuel conflict. Peace isn't about power, it's about trust, compassion, and consistency. So, while I don't buy into the Trump for Nobel hype, I do think it's worth acknowledging that he moved the needle more than anyone expected. Still, handing him a medal for it feels like giving a firefighter credit while the building's still smoldering.
Fair take. But if we're handing out medals for good intentions, half of Hollywood would have Nobel Prizes by now. All right, let's keep it rolling. So as peace talks heat back up in the Middle East, the press has suddenly gone silent. No glowing coverage, no diplomacy is back headlines, just crickets. Daniel, you called it months ago. The establishment only likes peace when it's politically convenient. How does that tie into what we're seeing now?
It's classic narrative control. When Trump's diplomacy works, it threatens the justification for bloated agencies, global NGOs, and endless wars. You can't keep funding solutions if the problem disappears. The military-industrial complex needs tension to survive. So when peace actually breaks out, they pivot to another crisis: climate, identity, pandemics, anything that keeps people scared and dependent.
So, peace is bad for business. Makes sense. Rachel, what's your take? Are these new talks the real deal, or just smoke and mirrors before election season heats up again?
There's definitely real movement happening, but you're right. Politics plays a big role. If this administration is using Trump's groundwork but refusing to credit him, it's not just dishonest. It's dangerous. The world sees that America's priorities shift every 4 years, and it makes us look unreliable. Peace has to be bipartisan to last, and right now, it's treated like a campaign ad.
Exactly, Rachel. These same people spent 4 years screaming that Trump would start World War III, and he gave us one of the most stable global periods in decades. Now the same pundits pretend it never happened. You can't rewrite peace just because you hate the guy who made it possible.
I'll agree the media plays games, but peace doesn't belong to one man or one administration. If anything, these talks show that diplomacy outlives politics, and that's a good thing. But I do think both sides underestimate how deep the scars run in that region. Signing deals is one thing. Healing generations of distrust is another.
That's fair, Sky. But here's the irony. The same people who can't keep peace at a college protest are lecturing us on world diplomacy. Speaking of which, while world leaders are trying to talk peace, our cities are burning. Defund the police turned into defend yourself. Democrat mayors are handing out needles and calling it compassion, and crime's up everywhere except in their talking points. Brian, what's going on out there?
It's the collapse of accountability, Artie. Liberals built cities where lawlessness equals liberation. You can't have peace when criminals run the streets and cops are treated like villains. It's chaos by design. Keep people scared, dependent, and divided. Meanwhile, the media covers it up with TikTok dances and social justice hashtags. Real Americans are suffering while politicians debate pronouns.
Brian's right about one thing. The media glosses over the human cost. But it's also about leadership. Cities like New York, Chicago, LA, they've lost control because no one wants to make tough calls anymore. Everyone's worried about optics instead of outcomes. You can't build peace with politics. You build it with principles.
I'll take it one step further. It's not incompetence, it's intent. When you destabilize society, you justify more control. Create chaos, then offer government as the cure. It's the same playbook they use abroad. Now they're just running it at home. The line between foreign policy and domestic manipulation, gone.
You guys always jump straight to global plots. Sometimes it's just broken systems. Yes, reform went too far in some cities, but the goal was accountability, not anarchy. We can't police our way out of social decay. We need real investment in communities. Peace doesn't come from punishment, it comes from opportunity.
Sky, I'll give you that. It's a good message. But when the system rewards bad behavior and punishes the people trying to fix it, opportunity looks a lot like surrender. Before we hit final thoughts, keep your peace with a strong cup. This episode's brought to you by Data and Dissonance Coffee. 3 blends roasted in the USA for people who love truth strong and smooth. High Lakes Light Roast, Rock Creek Medium, and Bitterroot Dark. Available now at dataanddissonance.printify.me. Because when the world's on fire, your coffee shouldn't taste woke. All right, crew, long one tonight. Let's close it out. What's the lesson in all this talk about peace, power, and the politics between them? Brian, kick us off.
It's simple, Artie. Real peace comes from strength. Weakness invites war, and the left's obsession with moral superiority is killing this country's backbone. Trump showed peace doesn't require bowing, it requires standing tall. And if that offends the global elite, good. Maybe they'll remember who built the free world in the first place.
For me, peace is more than politics. It's about consistency and honesty. If we want to lead the world, we have to be worthy of that role again. That means giving credit where it's due, fixing what's broken at home, and remembering that peace without principle isn't peace. It's surrender.
I'll say this: chaos is the currency of control. Every crisis we see, whether abroad or on Main Street, keeps people distracted and divided. The only antidote is awareness. The more people wake up, the less power these systems have. That's the real revolution. And it starts with asking questions like we do here.
Peace shouldn't be partisan. We can't keep rooting for chaos just to see the other side fail. I want a country where truth doesn't depend on who's in office, where compassion and accountability actually coexist. That's not naive, it's necessary.
Well said, all of you. Here's my take. Peace has never been about awards. It's about impact. It's not a medal, it's a mindset. And if the people screaming the loudest about unity keep profiting from division, then maybe it's time to stop chasing approval and start defending principle. Because at the end of the day, real peace is earned through courage, not consensus. Remember to speak truth, stir thought. Tonight's episode of Data and Dissonance is brought to you by the Caleb Rourke thriller series, the pulse-pounding novels written by yours truly, Artie J. Roy III. It all starts with the Covenant Protocol, where one man uncovers a global conspiracy buried deep within the intelligence community. Part spy thriller, part moral reckoning, and all adrenaline. Follow it up with The Prophet Directive, where secrets become scripture, allies turn into targets, and every chapter pushes you closer to the truth they don't want you to find. And coming this December, Book 3, Black Echo Rising, where the lines between freedom and control finally blur beyond recognition. You can grab the first 2 books now on Amazon, Apple Books, or wherever you get your thrillers. And remember, these aren't just stories, they're warnings. The Caleb Rourke series. Read it before it happens.